Wouldn't it be nice if you could turn your shed dealership into a predictable yearly income machine without the overwhelm and the burnout? So in this video, this is a topic that I want to unpack and go over how that this can actually be a reality where a shed dealership can produce income that you can live on, but ultimately help you live the life that you want. All right, so let's just get into it right now. We'll unpack this, and I really hope that you'll see how you can do this for your shed business. Okay, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Caleb Becker, and I own a shed dealership in Newfoundland, Canada, and also run Digital Shed, which is helping shed dealers sell more sheds. One of the challenges that shed dealers face is the ebbs and flow of the market. Some months are good, some months are bad, and it creates a lot of instability where it's hard to predict what the year's going to do. And I believe that there is a way to bring the predictability into this business so that it gives you the life and the freedom that you want. All right. And so let me just for an example, let me share a thought process. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says to themselves, I want to talk to a dozen people, answer 100 emails and texts, along with answering Facebook Messenger messages, all to get ghosted, all to get slammed, all to get rejected, and face objections, and to, at the end of the day, produce very little results. Nobody wants that. If you ask any shed dealer, here's what they're going to say. They're going to say, I want to make income. I want to grow income. All right? And the path for them to grow income is selling sheds. The more sales they make, the more sheds they sell, the more income they make, the more money they have, right? So let's strip away the whole idea of sheds right now, okay? Let's just remove that. We wake up in the morning with a dream of life that we're pursuing, and that is to bring home income. All right? We want to bring home income so that we can use it for the things that we need to use it for. Now, we have the opportunity to choose multiple things to do this in. And so for some of us, if you're watching this video, most likely you're either a shed dealer or a portable building dealer, or maybe you're thinking about getting into a shed dealer, or you're looking at the opportunity in this space, or you run a similar style of business where it's high ticket, where you have to bring in leads and you have to work those leads. All right. So if that's you, then you chose this path, okay? Or you're choosing this path. Now, this becomes the necessary evil to bring home what we consider is the reward at the end of the day, at the end of the quarter, at the end of the year. My mission in being able to make this all come together to where it's smooth is to make this as least painful as possible. All right. That's my mission. And anything that I'm doing, especially when it comes to running my dealership that I have here in Canada, is how can I make this the least painful as possible so that it produces the money that it needs to, but without wearing me down. All right. And so that's where we can go down so many different avenues and lanes. But the thing that I want to really bring home in this video is how that's how a person needs to think. All right. Instead of waking up in the morning and saying, I need to sell more sheds, we need to say, how can I bring more revenue as least painful as possible? All right. Those two different types of conversations are going to change everything of how you go about your day. Okay. So when I wake up in the morning, my first thought isn't, I need to start doing messaging and answer 100 different style of messages from a dozen different channels. Like very quickly. I don't care how good a person is in this, it's going to wear you down very, very quick. All right. Because here's the problem. When you can get on the phone and talk to people and answer 100 different messages, when you're at your best, like you feeling your best, you got your best game on, things are just flowing and clicking and just moving right along, it works. All right. And you can get through and you can actually make some major progress with that. But what happens in days when you're not feeling so hot, when you're not feeling so good, when for whatever reason, it's not the same. It's just things have just they don't work the same this particular day or this particular period of your life, or something has changed in your life to where you can't show up at your best. All right. During those days is when there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain when even you're feeling at your best. Like to go through a day of just constant messaging, constant phone calls, constant face to face can wear anybody down. All right. But you recuperate, you're getting a reward because you're making sales. All is good. It's just you can't keep up with that same pace. All right. So that's why I say if you can make the sales without the pain, then we're getting a lot closer to a business that we're going to love, that we're going to be inspired to wake up in the morning to get involved in. All right. And how we can make this possible. So like, how does this work? How do we go from all the fires we're getting put out, all the uncertainty, all of the market change, all that to where we can be actually living a business life that's bringing that predictable income? Well, you do it by setting up systems, okay? Every time that you go through a step on any part of the process, it's like, for example, let's use McDonald's for an example, and then this should drive this point home. If you went into McDonald's and to order your burger, whether you like burgers or not, or whether you want, all vegetable burgers, just be with me here for a second. If you went into McDonald's and ordered your hamburger and they had to go out there and find a cow, find a butcher shop, get the USDA approval, get that meat set up in order, get it to where it can be, packaged properly so they can make their patty, and then they go through the cooking process to where like they're going, have to get out there, fire up the grill and start the burger and then do the cooking and the cooking temperature. And they had to do that every time that you ordered a burger, and you get, it has to be thought out every time. That burger is going to cost you a lot. It's going to take a lot of time. And it's not going to be what you wanted. If you wanted a burger that's going to cost you a lot, or you wanted a meal that's going to cost a lot, that's done that way. There are restaurants that can do that. And they're called, personal chefs who make it exactly how you want it. But in this case here, you're going to McDonald's. You want something that's going to be quick, fast, and it's not going to take too much time. And so what they've done is they've built a system around that burger, all right? Because this happens all the time. People come in and they order this. They've created a system that has been franchised across multiple states and countries to where you're getting the same experience every time. But what they've done is they've taken each and every one of those steps and made a system. All right? The more you can do that for your business, the more you're going to create freedom. Hands down. Okay? The more you can create systems out of each and every one of those steps, every one of those interactions. When somebody calls in and they're looking for a building, what do you say? Create a system about what you say. I guarantee you, it's going to bring you freedom. Write down what you say. Record what you say. Write it down on a piece of paper. Write it down on a Google sheet, on a WordPad, whatever. Write down what you say and just keep altering it, keep making it better and better. A phone call, when someone calls in, when my dealership that I run, when someone calls in, I've timed it out, all right? I've timed it out, I've recorded it, and I've scripted it. It takes 5 minutes or less, and I sell buildings. 5 minutes or less to a stranger, somebody I've never, ever met before. I can sell them a building. 5 minutes, not saying I'm selling the building in 5 minutes. I'm saying that phone call takes 5 minutes or less. All right? And what happens after that phone call is, again, it's a systemized steps a set of processes that happens repeatedly time and time and time again that brings that person to a closed deal. So the more you can do that, the more you can systemize every one of your steps, because they're all repeatable. They're all repeatable. Like someone's buying the same similar product, they're going to have same similar questions, they're going to have same similar things that they need, all that kind of stuff. All right. And the more that you do that on the beginning of the sales, throughout the sales, once the sale is made, once the building has and the product has been delivered, once that's done, you're going to succeed. Guaranteed, hands down, it'll work. Like, for an example, we recently been having an issue when it comes to the delivery side. The conversation, the communication we have with the delivery team, it can be a problem. Well, we've solved the problem, all right? But here's the problem, and just to bring the scenario here to light, is that they're very slow when it comes to messaging them getting answers back, and we need them to answer fast because someone wants a shed in their property, and we go out there, we look at it, we measure it, and we're trying to decide if it will work. We're bringing that same pictures and information to the driver, and we get very slow responses. All right. Well, if you just leave it to them to respond to you, it's going to take a long time. Like, it can take 2 weeks to get an answer back and forth, questions asked to get somewheres. Well, we can't have that. All right. Sales have got to happen a lot sooner than that. So instead of us waiting on the driver, we build in systems in place so that it reminds them. All right. And so when we go ahead and we send these things out, what happens next? And then they're going to be automatic reminders are going to go out, and it's going to be bringing this to light, trying to make sure that this gets brought to bed so that we can give that customer an answer. Yes, we can deliver your building into your spot, or no, we can't, right? And the idea is that we need to make this happen without the least amount of pain as possible. So that's what I mean when I say we need to systemize the steps and how it's going to bring you freedom. Because again, repeat myself again, a dealer doesn't wake up in the morning and say, my dream is to answer 100 messages, text messages, emails, Facebook Messenger, talk to a dozen people on the phone, and fill my day up with all kinds of back and forth, everybody waiting on me. No. So wake up and they say, how can I go ahead, make sales today with the least amount of pain as possible? So this is my message to you. If you are in this space, you find that yourself is getting overwhelmed, burdened with all the tasks, then again, I challenge you to find a way to systemize your steps and processes, make it to where it's an easy flow, and you will be able to get that freedom back and be able to have this business to where it's bringing you predictable income. Doesn't matter if you're a single dealer, just running this all by yourself, or if you have a team, you have reps working with you, or you have your spouse working with you. Doesn't matter. Any dealer size can be your revenue stream to where it's bringing you that kind of income that you got into business for in the first place. So Caleb Becker here with Digital Shed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.